What's up, guys? Welcome to the first official ever True Smut Podcast. I am your first host, Essie, from Arizona, with the obnoxiousness and focus of a squirrel. And this is...
I'm Addie. I'm a true blonde, apparently. So it's really good. I'm pretty.
So, for everybody that does not know, because this is our first podcast, so no one actually knows what the goal of this podcast is we are going to be reviewing all books that are smut, dark romance, and morally gray and questionable, and anything and everything that would make you want to put your headphones in and listen to an audiobook and not let your husband or your grandparents or your parents listen.
Or that stranger on the street. Don't let them know either. It might get really awkward.
Well, I mean, that too. We don't have time for anybody other than us and our brains and the other person that we might have to use as a therapist, understanding what we're talking about or reading or listening to.
Though I did love the girl I saw on vacation last week before, who was full on reading a smutty book out by the pool for everyone to see.
I'm more impressed at the fact that she read it in a physical book. I prefer audiobooks. It is a very, how do I phrase it? It is a very, everybody has their thoughts and opinions on how to read a book, which is totally fine. Myself, I am too much ADHD to physically read a book. I can read a book if I have the audio playing, but I thrive on audiobooks because otherwise I'm reading the same paragraph 17 times before I realize.
When I'm driving or like cleaning or something, like that's like background noise for me, because if I'm gonna sit down and read, like I love my Kindle because no one knows what I'm reading, or I want the physical book.
I mean, no one knows what I'm reading either if it's on my iPad. Breaking into my iPad, that's dangerous territory. Don't do it. All right, so for today's episode, because I figured we might as well start off with the spicy of the spice of all spices, is the book Credence by Penelope Douglas. Now, we both have read this book. We've decided to reread this book because, again, our morals were just, getting a little too pure for us, so we wanted to reread the book. So, without further ado, we're going to...
Do we need to give a synopsis of the book? Because I do have one.
Would you like to give a synopsis? We know that you would love to.
I have the, the TLDR.
You know what,
Addie? Which I actually just
give us a synopsis.
Do you know what TLDR means? Because I didn't know.
To listen, don't remember.
Too long, didn't read.
That could have gone in so many other ways, like too long of a and doesn't read.
Okay, so after the sudden death of her famous parents, 17-year-old Tiernan? You listen to audio. Is that how they pronounce it?
That is how they pronounce it. It was Tiernan.
Is said to live with her step-uncle and his sons in a remote Colorado mountain home, where she finds herself drawn into forbidden and intense relationships that blur the lines between family, desire, and belonging.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, those lines are very much blurred.
We don't know what the lines look like. They're kind of like drawing out white chalk and then like scraping it off and like almost having it non-existent. That is the line.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
I think I read this book before you, because
highly possible, yeah. Because I started like intensely reading last year.
Yeah, and I had started the year before, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then also for our followers and viewers, in case anybody has questions about it, we know little to nothing about technology, so this podcast will have absolutely zero editing, zero modifications, and if anything magically happens that's outside of our control, we're not removing it. So welcome to becoming our best friends and seeing our flaws. And everything in between. Yeah.
I don't know how to leave questions, but if you want to, do that.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram.
Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all the things will be coming. We already have Instagram set up, but the other things will be following. How soon? We hope soon. But again, we're not technology savvy, so we're just hoping and praying.
Our fingers crossed, it's going to be great.
Fingers and toes are all
crossed. You read this book for the first time last year. I think I read it for the first time 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you attempted to reread it?
I mean,
including this like last week.
Oh, I mean, it's taken me a good dozen times because I was reading a new book or reading another new book while rereading Credence. So all of the morals were just really intertwining each other, and just the morals became non-existent at a certain point.
No, there were no more. Like, I think I read this book, and I think I like actually reread it maybe like a few months later because I was like, I really liked it. I'm gonna read this again.
I mean, that unfortunately, Credence became the book that I was setting as like the standard for all of my spicy books. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if it's not as good, like it's kind of like someone getting the addiction to something and you're just like, I need it. And then
Which is
all of a sudden
probably
you're like,
not the
everything just
best
lets
book
you down.
for you to do that on because it is so taboo that like there's
I
a
think I just
very not small genre or like of taboo books, but like it's not as wildly, known, I guess. Like it's
Well,
like taboo's not
I
everything.
blame Penelope Douglas because all of her
Everything.
books seem to be all morally gray and absolutely amazing and fantastic and everything you could hope and desire to have for having no morals. But then if you try to adventure into a different author, you're not let down, but you're like, "Oh, they're not talking about the same issue.
I definitely
We're not
like
having the same scenario? What?"
I definitely get secondhand embarrassment from a lot of books because it's so like it's sweet and cringy to me and I can't stand it. So then I
Yeah.
have to go back to books like Credence that don't make me cringe,
To
which
get
just
like
is
your
probably
fix of
not
like,
good. And
yeah,
Freud would
you're
have a
getting your
really
fix.
great field day with this one.
You're getting your fix of the secondhand embarrassment by going back to something that you were like, oh, this is normal.
This is normal.
This is normal. We're supposed to
Girl with her uncle and
and
cousin.
cousins. Again, it's fine. You love it. Don't yuck anybody's yum.
Yeah. So the first, because I'm gonna try to keep us on track for something. So first time when you decided to read this book, going into it, what did you think you were signing up for? Like when you read because like I'm assuming you read the description first. Like I know I did, and my first thought was, oh, this is probably going to be one of the most unhinged books I read at that time, which it definitely was. And I will say, like, it did not disappoint for that.
So me going into it, I honestly want to look at my TBR because I think that it was like I'm going to actually look while we're getting distracted because um I read certain amount of books like in order and I was like, oh, let's get a little bit more questionable. Let's try this, let's try that. So literally in the order that I have read my books. So I had started with Colleen Hoover, and then I jumped straight to Credence. I had ended with reminders of him and jumped to Colleen Hoover and then jumped to Credence and then everything. And then I got on the Penelope Douglas train with My Brothers and Birthday Girl. I had gotten the withdrawals. But when I first started it, I had read the synopsis and then I realized I was like, okay, this sounds like a cool like suspenseful book, kind of a thing, no big deal. And then like, yes, it was definitely a deep beginning, and I was like, okay, cool. We're going through it, we're going through it. And then I was like, okay, cool. They're just like getting her acclimated to the house and stuff. Okay, they're gonna have a family bonding night, and then I'm like, I'm not old enough for this. Keep going.
Your definition of family bonding might be slightly different than
Oh, it was a very
Shannon's or, Penelope's definition of family bonding.
okay, that's a very sarcastic family bonding. If anybody's doing that at their family bonding, run. You probably should leave your house. I'll call you an Uber.
I'll call you an Uber.
What did you think of it going into it?
I just like it read like the back of it read very taboo. And I think at that point, like I feel like I don't keep a TBR, but like I keep just, like things just add to my Goodreads and that's how I keep track. But it doesn't add it, I don't think, in order. At least it doesn't seem to be in order to me. But like I want to say at that time I was like, I like a good palate cleanser book, which is which is all the mafia.
She likes the really mafia weird stuff that I
like
just
a
can't
good
get
mafia
into.
book as a nice little palate cleanser in between things. But I think I was coming off of a like very heavy time of like reading a bunch of mafia books, and I was like, I need something that's really dark. Like that is what I wanted at the time. And I'd already
Do you
read Haunting
consider
Adeline
Credence
and Haunting
dark?
Adeline, like, and so I think I was maybe I was like on the internet or something, and that's how like I found this book and I read it and I like the back of it and I was like, okay, like this isn't
Challenge
necessarily, it
accepted.
doesn't read dark to me. It read more just really taboo and like very, out there. And so I was like, all right, let's give this one a try. But
Yeah.
and then the book
I
freaking starts with her like finding her parents dead, and I'm just like, oh shit, like this is gonna be good.
and when I read the back, like I understood like I didn't I was very naive into book reading, first off. So all of my Colleen Hoover books, she doesn't write things that are morally gray in that aspect.
Yeah.
So like I went from like, oh, there was like DV books and there was like emotional trauma and like death. Like, okay, cool. We got that. And then I read this and I was like, oh, okay, so parents died, goes to live with them. I'm like, okay, I saw enough on social media that I'm like, I need to read this. I need to read this book and ruin all my hopes and
Is
dreams.
she considered like smut, just not like,
No, no. She's
is
not
she
even
just,
that. I think she's just like I don't I wouldn't consider her like smut
yeah.
as much as like suspenseful romance maybe, like cuz some of it can be suspenseful but like everything ends up with like a happy ever after
I mean, I will say
for
like
the
I
most
do love a
part.
good happy ever after in a book. Like I really don't
But
want to
these
read
happy
one
ever
where,
afters are like you kind of like see what's going to happen before it happens.
yeah. I will say with this one, like I didn't know how this one was
Right.
going to end.
Yeah.
But
And what is your next question, Addie?
um was was there a moment where you thought like this is just too much, or did you just like fully commit into it? Like, all
Oh, I
right,
just
like
sent it. After the couch scene, I was like, send it, brother. I don't know what's happening, but challenge accepted. Did I have to pause
I
it a
mean,
couple times? Did I have to pause a couple times? I was like, oh, let's go refill my water.
gosh, that happens like I don't know, like I feel like at
Very
least
early
over
on.
halfway done in the book.
I
So
don't think so. I feel like it was like it might have been like over halfway, but again, I do audio version, so it wasn't that far into it on the audio version, but
okay, let's
it
think
was
so. So
beautiful.
first scene, like first kind of spicy scene is gonna be
The
When
couch.
Caleb comes home and he kind of
No,
like
Caleb.
attacks her in the kitchen.
No, I thought it was couch comes home and was Caleb first?
Caleb was very first. He was because when she went to live with them, he was out in the woods and like not there. And then
Mm,
she was thinking it wasn't the kitchen. It was like out in the like kind of garage shed area where
like
the
yeah, the
laundry is.
garage,
She
like
was gonna
garage and
leave
stuff. Yeah.
essentially in the middle of the night. And he like, oh, comes in. And I want to say, because I just read it, like, but Noah's response was like, he's hungry. Like, he's always hungry when he comes back. And she was like, then
Ugh,
eat
I
something.
just
And
need a
he's like,
good
he
piece of
was
meat.
trying to.
He just needed a good piece of meat. He was starving.
He should have specified what kind he was looking for.
He should have specified the meat. Which animal are we trying to get, or human? Wait, that sounds wrong too.
It's like really cold here, but then I got like really hot because I had my heater blowing.
It's because we're talking about spicy books, so it just brings out all the heat.
That and it's like set on 75 degrees and blowing directly on me.
That's fair. I
It's like
have
20
the
something
70
degrees
degree
here.
sunlight on me.
Yeah, it's like 20. Last time I looked, it was like 23 and felt like 5.
Awesome. I don't envy you on that one bit.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the cold, but I will say I've gone like stir crazy this weekend because I haven't left the house since like Thursday, I think. So
You're like, I'm ready to go.
I'm right,
Take me to
I'm good.
Target.
Okay, wait, so Caleb happened. Then there was a moment in the kitchen with Jake that she had too. But she
I
was
wouldn't
still
call that
17.
spicy. It was like
We were getting somewhere.
we were getting places, we just weren't getting to the places.
But she was also still 17 at the time, so you
And he's
know.
like, damn it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can look, but I just can't touch.
I will give you, the couch was the first, like, okay, yeah, we're really
Round
getting
of
somewhere.
applause.
Like, and the only reason it stopped is because Jake interrupted.
Yes.
And then, because I
Which
didn't
we
remember,
very much
proceeded
appreciated.
to, you know, do something to her on the couch anyway. So
That is the
I
definition
think one
of
of our
awkward
questions that
family
we
bonding.
how many things have happened on this couch? Like, everyone's done something on this couch. This is a dirty, dirty couch.
Hell yeah, they have. No one should say they're gonna have friends over. Hey, come have a seat. No, I'm good.
Nope, not there. Not on the couch. Or if
Not
you
on
want,
that
here's
couch.
a blanket. Here's a towel. Here's some
I'll
layers
put
to
a
go
blanket.
over
I'll
it.
put a blanket over the couch.
But not the blanket she used. Not that one.
It didn't stay on very long though, so it's okay.
It's a dirty blanket and a dirty, dirty couch.
All the things were dirty and none of it was good, but in the best way possible.
Like, it's not like it's that again, like I get a lot of secondhand embarrassment from things, but like, ma'am.
It makes me want to consider like what kind of a couch do we think it was? Because like I envision the house set up like you're walking into a cabin, kind of like off of what was that TV show I was just telling you about? The cowboy one. Oh my God, it's gonna
Yeah.
make me mad. Hold on. Oh, what's it called?
Yellowstone. You said Yellowstone.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
So like that kind of a cabin vibe with like a leather couch facing like a TV, a fireplace, like cozy, comfy vibes, but a big leather couch. And then all of a sudden you have them like sitting in the middle of it doing the nasty.
It goes back and forth in my head. Sometimes it's leather, sometimes it's like, because mind you, this is a man with two sons. Like, this is like, and they have a rotation of girls just in and out all the time. So like it's very like bachelor pad to me. So like, is it a leather couch or is it like one of those really ugly like plaid kind of couches?
I feel like it would have only because like they had a business, like they were working on cars, motocross type of stuff. Like they had money.
Yeah,
They had enough money that because girls aren't going to come over to someone that's like, hey, I make 20K a year. Nice to meet you. But like these girls are coming over. They're not going to come over if it's like janky looking on the inside. So obviously it had to be somewhat nice if these girls are losing all of their standards to sleep with these lovely men.
These lovely men who buy boxes of condoms in bulk.
Hey, at least they're staying safe, okay?
They do. Stay safe out there, guys.
Stay safe, make good choices, and if you don't, tell us after. Yeah, or tell us later and tell us after. Don't tell me before you do it, though.
Okay, who was your favorite character of all the like main ones? Only main.
Only because I have questionable morals, and we know I do. I liked Jake. Because I like an older man.
I'm honestly a little surprised you didn't say Noah, though. Because I feel like you have like, a thing for Noah in this book.
So I view Noah as like, the clean cut, clean shaved, clean cut, very put together gentleman. He wants to make love to a girl. He wants to open your door, call you ma'am. He wants to be everything a girl is wanting as a husband. For doing like the nasty and being like, oh, I just want someone that I can appreciate and be like, damn, you good looking. I like Jake. Jake kind of reminds me of like, you've seen Gilmore Girls, right?
Yeah.
He reminds me of a slutty version of Luke. And the best way possible. Like the scruffiness, he's got the good hair, he's wearing the plaid, and he's just like, get in the car. Let's go. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much. So
I mean, I will say I think I'm very like tied between Jake and Caleb. Like,
no, you're not.
What do you
If you
think?
could have Caleb in a pretty package with a little personality of Noah sprinkled in, that would be your person is
No,
Caleb.
okay, I'll
With
give
just
you that, I would. But like
yeah.
unrealistic version of me would want Jake.
Why is that unrealistic? Because I want that.
No, it's
What's
unrealistic
wrong
because
with
it's
that?
like we all know I would never. Like it's one of those things
True.
I say I
It's
want, but
like
then
if it
like
was
I
an
would
option,
never.
you're like, ooh, thank you, and then like, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Once it was actually the option was really there in front of me, I would never.
You're like, no, thank you, I don't want that now.
Yeah.
Thank you, but no, thank you.
Like we joke about like, people say like, okay, like who's your what's it called? Like who's your hall pass? Like
Jake would be
I
my
will
hostess.
I will admit my hall pass is Benedict Cumberbatch, but if Benedict Cumberbatch was right in front of me, I'd still probably say no.
So I think in a realistic world, if I had to pick one of the guys, my realistic would be Noah because long term, I would like a gentleman that would actually want to take care of the girl while at the same time calling me ma'am, opening my door and cooking me food and being a gentleman. Yes, that is the realistic man in a package that I would take for a good solid time and something that you're like, yeah, we're gonna have some fun. I'll take Jake. If I could get them sprinkled into one little happy package, I would take that too.
See, I think
And
I'm
I
gonna
would
go with
not
Caleb.
complain.
You're right. I'm he's like damaged in the best way.
He wants a piece of meat and he's not scared how he's gonna get it. He keeps quiet and yet everybody throws themselves at him.
I mean, honestly though, like
Because they're like, oh, speak for me, talk to me, make me special. And he's like, no.
how does
He'll
that
talk
work
for you,
though?
Eddie.
How does
He'll
how does
talk.
that work in the town? Like, does he just go up and like drag a girl away and say, "Yeah, this one"? Except he's not actually saying
I
anything.
feel like he kind of
Like,
like,
okay.
I feel like I'm trying to imagine it. I'm gonna like say this to where it doesn't sound questionable on, online for the world to hear. Is like, there's probably some form of eye contact of like, let's go. We're going right now. Or just like the guy thing of like, I don't know how guys do it, but like they kind of just do like a, and it's like,
You think he does?
okay, I'm going.
I feel like Caleb would do that because that's a form of communication, and he just doesn't communicate.
I mean, I feel like he still does something, because otherwise, how did him and Tiernan do the things?
Well, the first time he just went for it.
Right.
And then the
So
second time, his brother was the one doing the initiating, and then she was helping with the initiation. And then after that, there was another time with him, but like again, it was just more like him attacking. I think he just
and
kind
this
of
is why
attacked.
this just lines up with why you like him, Miss Mafia, very dark romance, like just
Honestly, it does. Like it truly does.
yeah, you're
Very,
the
it's very on
in
brand.
our yes, it is. But we love you.
I'm pretty, and I have brain cells.
I'm pretty too. I'm just dipping my toe into the dark romance and being like, well, that's scary. I don't like that. Let's go back to Akatar.
I
This
will say,
got a little dark for me.
I think you're okay. You're one of the people that did it differently. I think a lot of people, like, I'm gonna say book talk community, like this all started like really heavy into books because everyone got into ACOTAR first and then it just
Mhm.
spiraled from there. You didn't
Right.
do ACOTAR first.
No, I did Colleen Hoover first because I had heard about excuse me, I heard about
Was it Verity?
It Ends With Us.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, no, it was Verity. Thank you.
Oh.
So it was I forgot to put that on my Goodreads, damn it. So I had read Verity. I was like, oh my gosh, that's great suspense. I wanted to follow the rest of Colleen Hoover's books. Come to find out they aren't all written like that, but they had a good storyline with it. Because then I had read It Ends With Us, and then I was pissed because I was like, where the heck we can't just leave off like this. And then I found out that there was a second book, so I read the second book, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And then everybody online was saying, oh, if you read these and loved them, you need to read Reminders of Him. And I did, and I cried, and then I needed to fix myself, and then I got Credence. And then after Credence, when I was trying to be like, going back to somewhat emotionally not having issues, because it takes a minute to recover after Credence. It really does.
I'll give you that.
Because you can't just like jump out of Credence into like anything else. So after Credence, I was like, you know what?
Jump out of Credence, like straight into other Penelope Douglas books. Like
I
pretty
did.
easily.
I jumped into Five Brothers. And then after that, I was like, you know what? That was great. Let's read Birthday Girl.
That was great. Let's do another one.
Yeah. And then after that, I tried to take a Penelope Douglas pause and then went back into Penelope Douglas.
I do really need to jump back into Penelope Douglas. That I really want to finish what's it called? The Corrupt, like that series.
Oh, the Devil's Night series.
Yeah, I want to finish reading that because I've read Corrupt twice now, and then I've started Hideaway, but I haven't finished it.
I have Corrupt on my bookshelf. I need to reread it before I start Hideaway that I got for Christmas, but all my TBR actually sounds more entertaining than my physical TBR. So I'm in a round circle right now where we're having a relationship issue with these books up here because I'm paying attention to these books down here. But then I have my books over here that's just like, hi, I'm more fun. And here we are.
I just have 3 bookshelves worth of books, and I want more.
I'll get there.
I'll get there. Fun fact, my goal in life is to have a library, a personal library, which to have one, you need 1,000 books. And I'm at, 340 something? So not even halfway there. But I will.
300 too many.
No, I need all the books. Like, I like a good physical book, but I also like having a trophy book too. Like, even if I read it as on my Kindle, I want the physical book as well.
I want trophies, but then I realize I'm like, for one, I don't want some people seeing my trophy. Could you imagine my parents just walking in this house and being like, oh, what's a Birthday Girl? What's that about? No. Stay away. You can look, but you can't touch.
So fun story is my stepmom is really into, and my brother too, but like really into like the mini bookshelves and you put mini books on them. So like they started doing this, and I think they actually kind of were doing also the like they'd put the books on their shelf of the books that they finished, because my brother has really just taken off with getting into reading, and he loves audiobooks too.
And I want to do that too. I keep forgetting to, but I want to do the little mini books. I think that would be absolutely adorable and way more logical. We could create you a library of mini books.
No, I want the real ones. I want the big ones.
They're a real boy.
She sent me a box of a bunch of mini books, and I called her and I was like, why'd you send me these? And she was like, oh, these are ones that are either duplicates or I just didn't want them. Like, so I figured you could go through them, which I keep meaning to actually send you the box that I have because I have so many that I didn't keep from it too. So like I'm on the phone with her and I'm going through these. No, wait, no, I hadn't. She hadn't told me that she hadn't read all of these yet. She was saying that half of them were duplicates though. But so like I'm going through these, I'm like, and she said something that was like along those lines where it sounded like she had read all of them. And all of a sudden I pull out freaking Birthday Girl in these mini books. And I was like, what? Like, you read this? And I'm like, I don't think I can know this about you.
I think there's certain things we just can't know about each other.
Certain lines that I don't want to cross with my family, and that is one of them.
Yes, please.
And then it was fine because it turns out she hadn't read it, but then she started listing off to me a bunch of books that she has read that would fall into this category, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure.
I don't know if we can talk ever again about books.
Do I want to know this information? Yes.
No.
Was I prepared to learn this information right now? No.
Will I need therapy after this conversation?
Definitely.
No, I would need therapy after that conversation.
That's fine. I already have a therapist. I'm good.
I don't have that. That's what my TBR is for.
Get you a therapist who appreciates your book genres of things that you.
Yes, that is helpful.
Too. And then, when he casually mentions a really, really horrible book that you don't want to admit that you read and you did, and then you have to admit it to him because you can't really lie to your therapist. Just that really opens up a wide avenue.
Yeah.
Lots of topics that you can now talk about with them.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I think I'm really lucky in the sense that I don't think any of my therapists know each other, so they weren't able to pass files on me because
Hey, here's the
that
cheat
is a
sheet notes.
big
This
file.
one, she's a little into mafias. You might want to figure out why.
There's a whole file about her background and her past relationships and current relationships and prior history on things, and this explains a lot. Good luck fixing this.
And may the odds be in your favor. But before we continue down the rabbit hole of therapists and emotional support people that we need to find after our books, what's your next question?
I don't know. Okay. Did the relationships feel believable and emotionally grounded, or were there moments that were harder for you to stay on board? I get it's a work of fiction, but okay, let me go first.
Okay.
I will say that I have a problem with books. Not a problem. I still read them and I still like them, but when the timeline is so short and it's oh, it's only been a week and I love him so much. That's just so unrealistic to me that I can't, it's hard for me to swallow that.
Yeah.
Dirty pun.
Thank you.
This one, because it took over
the True Smut Podcast, and you're talking about swallowing things. I'm just saying.
So this book wasn't as bad. It did feel more believable, I guess, to me, in the sense that the events happened over the course of months, and that makes it easier for me to digest and be able to read and not be oh, this is stupid, because it doesn't happen over the course of the week. I'm not a person who believes in oh, love at first sight, I knew instantly.
Yeah,
that's too unrealistic to me.
Yeah. So did you feel like it was a realistic?
Yeah, I felt the relationships felt more believable in the sense of how they grew with time.
Right.
I'm trying to think, I think it's hilarious still, but Noah saying Caleb's always hungry when he gets back from the woods, it wasn't he was just going for her because he's oh, I love her. He's going for her because he's fresh meat.
I just went hunting. Let's look at some other fresh meat.
This fresh meat's right here. I might as well go for it. It wasn't, I love you. It was, okay, convenient.
You're my convenient meal. You're my happy meal. So because of how they had built up the storyline from the beginning of the book to her going to stay with them, it helped it be more believable because of how they had established the storyline of she wasn't going there for just oh, it's not spring break with your family.
Yeah.
This was you're a minor, you have to go stay with them until you're an adult, and then you can make your own decisions because you can't stay by yourself as an underage child.
Yeah.
So I think explaining it that way made it more understanding and believable and slightly realistic. Yeah, we'll go with that word.
Yeah, go with realistic.
Yeah. You know what? It's fine. We listen and we don't judge.
We're not judging. We're just
no judgment whatsoever.
We're just a little concerned about your choice of words and calling it realistic.
You know what? Shush. But no, I was able to view the characters a little bit more on a realistic sense because of how they built up the dynamic of the siblings and then the uncle coming into play and how he was making sure to these are my kids, don't mess around and find out, and then she coming in and him being seriously, don't mess around and find out, and then all of it just crumbling into everybody's messing around and finding out made it seem more realistic of oh, this is happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Messing around and finding out though, what was your favorite, like, of the spicy scenes? Which one was your favorite?
Uh,
I think I know what you're
so
gonna say.
it's a tie, and it's a really, no pun intended, it's a hard tie between the couch scene, because that was absolutely delicious in every sense of the matter, and how it was written was beautiful, beautiful.
Mhm.
But man, that truck scene with Uncle Jake was 10 out of freaking 10. There were certain parts that I was like, let's just rewind and listen to that again, because the audio version I feel like is just so much better, because you can hear the tones, you can hear the aggression behind the passion and the aggressiveness, and it's just like, yum, thank you. Say
Like,
that
why
again, Jake.
all the time?
Yum.
Yum.
Let's make that into a ringtone. Yum. So I would, if I had to pick just one though,
Mhm.
um, I'd have to say the couch scene.
Really?
I
I
just,
really thought you were gonna
if
say
I,
truck.
I know, and I want to, but like, if I, I don't know how to phrase this.
If
If I
you're
were to put myself
ovulating,
in,
which
if I
one
were,
do you like better?
no, it's not even that. As much as I have to like, if I were to have to put myself in her shoes, which one would I want to do? I don't
The
necessarily
truck.
know if I'd want to. I don't know if I'd want to go through the aggression in the truck, because first off, it was her first time.
I mean, yeah, that is
I
true.
don't want my first time to be when it's freaking cold out.
Was on.
The door was open and he was doing some crazy stuff with the door open. It was cold. It was still cold. I don't want my first time to be on the side of a truck.
Closed the door and the heater was on.
I'm just saying, I think that I don't think I would want my first time to be in a truck like that. I think that the couch scene was probably more delicious in the introduction to everything,
Yeah.
especially because like you had the niceness and the like more seduction from Noah, and then you had Caleb, who was just gonna be like, I'm gonna go manham and go on like my freaking buffet style on this chick if she doesn't hurry up. I liked
Well,
that.
in this entire book, he just like it's
I
go for
I
it.
think what would have been the icing on the cake, and just hear me out on this, the couch scene, but like have a cuck chair for Jake. I'm just saying. I think that would have been a beautiful dynamic. Jake would not have stayed in the chair for very long, but I'm just saying that would have been a beautiful scenario. Everybody got it turned.
Chair and then decided to join in.
But they were on the same chair. Ish.
Well, like he was off to the side at first, like just kind
Oh,
of
right,
watching, and
but it
then
was the
joined
same
in.
chair. But yeah, like if I were to have to be like, which actual scenario would I want to live out? I would prefer the couch scene.
Okay.
I know. I'm disappointed in my answer too, but
I really
I
thought you were
can't pick both.
like I
I
honestly
like the
like I would have put money down and been like truck, obviously.
dude, it's so hard because I'm visualizing like an old Ford red, like ruby red truck, like an old fashioned style, him opening the back cab and just like going crazy. But I'm like, it's winter. I don't want my lady bits out there in the freezing cold and you just doing what you want. And it being my first time. I barely know what I'd be doing at my first time, and I'm doing it on the side of a truck? No, thank you. And now that there's actual like things have happened in life, like I'd be like, okay, cool, let's go do it in a truck. But like for your first time, that's not nice. Okay, and what is your scene?
Not the spiciest scene ever. Like not even a little bit, but honestly, my favorite is the epilogue.
Yeah. Really?
You don't even remember the epilogue?
No, I
No, like
do. I'm just like, really?
epilogue, it's Caleb's okay, well, spoiler, it's Caleb's point of view, but she's just riding him in a tent.
I mean, really?
Yes.
I'm kind of surprised.
I like it so much is because it feels like it's the first time in this like entire book that it wasn't just on. I have a thing for
Dirty.
Caleb apparently in this book, but like it wasn't just attack. It was her. Like it was her thing.
That's why I'm saying I like the couch scene better. Is I'm like, he wasn't just like attack and like get it on and like you're not gonna tell me no. It was like, keep going, keep doing that, don't stop. I'm like, okay, don't tell me. Yeah.
I feel like the epilogue had that kind of same vibe to it. It was just, only Caleb, and it was in a tent. But it's fine.
You like
because,
Caleb.
Noah
It's okay,
was in the
just
tent
admit
next
it.
door, and Jake was in the tent next to that.
And they were enjoying all of the sound effects.
Probably.
Because they were like, oh, that sounds familiar.
Okay, if that was your favorite, what was your, like, least favorite moment?
Why are you asking hard questions? I'd have to say, like, and only because I'm a selfish person, like, I don't want to just watch the entertainment, I want to participate, is when her and Noah were doing the dirty in the garage while he was working on the motorcycle because, like, I feel like it was more benefiting him than her. And I'm like, I could have done without all of that. Like, if she had been like, you know what, let me give you an assistance with, like, my mouth or something, like, cool, but, like,
It was very selfish because it happened like right after Noah was essentially like, you can, like to Jake, he was like, you can have her, but like, I'm not saying, like, I want her too. And if she's
yeah,
not saying no, then I'm not going to stop.
then challenge accepted.
And then it felt like in that moment, it wasn't her, no, like she didn't say no right away, but it felt very like pressured. Like,
It was kind of like she doesn't know how to get out of this awkward situation, so she might as well just, like, help him out.
yeah, like it definitely read like it's not that she was sitting there not wanting it, but she was very conflicted with what she wanted or didn't want.
Yeah.
And like, she eventually did say no, and then she eventually, just
Helped him
walked
out.
off. Like,
Yeah. And then was like, okay, bye. Make good choices.
good luck.
Good luck, I tried.
No,
Okay.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I will say I think the part I liked the least was the second time Caleb attacked when they were outside in the barn or something, and it was like a broken down car, and he was
Yeah.
like I think he wanted to like, did he want to kiss her and she didn't want him to, or whatever
Yeah,
it
I
was,
think
but
that,
like,
yeah, it was just like the awkward situation of like, I don't know what's
yeah,
happening, but I don't like it.
like he wanted something, but he wasn't saying what he wanted because he doesn't say anything.
Right.
But like she knew what she wanted and she's trying to communicate, but like they're not. And like it was so like, it was one of those moments where it's like, if you two would just freaking communicate, like
Use a freaking word and we'll be fine. Yeah.
But there were no words. Instead, it was just attack.
Now, how did you feel? And if this is one of your questions, you can say, "Patience, young one." How did we feel about the brothers showing her at once?
Oh, I was fine with it.
I was like, I feel like that's the poor girl. Like she had just lost her virginity to Jake, and then like it's like a 20 minutes later, you're going to do it with both cousins at the same time. What?
Just 20 minutes later.
It's a metaphorical 20 minutes. It's like it was too fast, and I'm like, girl, there's no way she would die. Her body parts would have issues.
This is one thing I do really like about like especially Penelope Douglas's writing is like there is plot to the story. There is growth in it. And so like I feel like a lot of like especially this book is seeing Tiernan like grow. Like at the very beginning of the book, like she is very quiet. Like a lot of the dialogue is in her head. She's not speaking. Like it's very like at one point I think Jake says to her like, do you do anything besides nod or give one word answers? And then she just stares at him.
And she's like, no.
Like, to go from that to, like, at the end of the book, it being, complete sentences and, full thoughts and actual conversations. Like,
she's doing all of the things.
Like, you see the growth in her. But I think part of that is her now, not only it's that personal growth, but also the growth of her trying to figure out who the heck she even is, because she doesn't know, and she's 18. She doesn't know. She's attracted to all three people, and she's like, well, might as well figure it out.
Let's mess around and find out. Exactly.
Hey, at least
now, do you have any other questions?
Oh, I have so many other questions.
Oh, dear God. You came with an agenda. Remember, this is only an hour podcast.
I feel like you already answered this, but like, were there moments when you enjoyed a scene like so much, but you were also like questioning yourself of like, why do I like this so much?
Oh, I mean, most of the book I was like
that. I think that was me at the very beginning of the book, like even just reading the synopsis of like, I was like, oh.
I mean, probably the couch scene. I was like, I don't understand why I like this, because like from the bird's eye perspective, it's like, oh, why? Like, if I'm just being like, if I'm acting like one of my siblings and I'm just like understanding the book, it's like, why do you like that? They're not doing anything. They're doing things, but they're not doing anything.
The same way I just get secondhand embarrassment from like the cringy stuff that makes me just want to like.
Your mafia stuff, I don't understand it, because I'm just like, even my show I'm watching right now, I'm watching Landman, and the mafia stuff is in there, and they're like trying to be like the bad boys and like, oh, you messed with my stuff, I'm gonna mess with your stuff. I'm like, you want me to take you seriously? You're talking with a Jorge accent, and like you're trying to be all like hot shot stuff. I'm like, you're not the boss. You're not it.
I don't watch TV shows right now because I just can't. I need the visual in my own head.
You need the mafia people to match what you've created in your head. And let's be real, that would not be a daytime TV show.
No.
Or a streaming service. Well, it would be a streaming service, but not the streaming service that is available on your Apple TV.
Did you see? No, wait, because I think I sent it to you. The fact that like Penelope said something about like, yeah, if someone wants to pick Credence up,
dude,
like,
let's freaking go. I don't know how they would actually do that.
I feel like, as much as I love this, I don't think this ever needs to be a movie or a TV.
Oh, it does. No. I would be the first one in line to say that that's not accurate. If they get if they're like, oh, the Jake and her scene of like the first time, and all of a sudden he pulls up in a Prius, I'm gonna be like, no, that's wrong. It's a truck. This guy's wearing just a t-shirt. No, Jake needs to be wearing a flannel, a backwards baseball cap. Like, he needs to be doing the whole thing. This is not what Jake... Yeah, I'd be too judgmental, but I would fully support it and see it many, many times, and probably fly to you and make you see it with me.
Who do you think of, like, all the streaming services, like, who do you think would most likely pick it up? Because I'd say either Amazon or...
I was going to say, I feel like Amazon... Well... Because HBO is showing words. They're showing Heated Rivalry, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like they could show that, because there's going to be enough adult content in that movie that it's either going to be that or something that ends in hub. Or it would be Amazon, because Amazon doesn't really ask permission. They just do it.
Yeah. I guess there's also showtimes. I don't have Showtime though, so like I don't know.
That's what the wealthy people use. I am not one of them.
I just use
the streaming services that Verizon's like, hey, do you want this with your stuff? Here you go, make good choices, have fun. I don't have time to. I barely was able to keep up with Netflix. I cried when I got rid of Netflix because it got rid of Gilmore Girls, and then
that's so sad.
And then Hulu brought it back. Hulu brought it back, and I almost cried. And I watched all of the seasons way too fast. I'm getting sidetracked.
You're allowed to get sidetracked. We're almost at an hour. Like, we've done good.
I know. And you said you have more questions.
Well, we don't have to get through all of them. Like, I just
I mean,
had to
that's
make sure we, like, stayed on topic with the book and the topics of the book without
I'm so
going off
proud
on
of
a
us.
complete tangent about, going into I can't even think of a subject now, so.
But so for the viewers listening to our hour-long rampage and talking about spicy books and stuff, if there's books you want us to read or review, questions, comments, concerns, comments are welcome. DMs are welcome. If they're hateful ones, I'd rather you not, because they're our opinion. We're adults. We're over the age of 18 and we're allowed to read these books. I did not have to ask my parents' permission, and my parents don't need to give me consent to read the book. If Barnes & Noble did not ID me to buy the book, you shouldn't either.
Barnes & Noble ID people?
I think so. I've heard it's either Barnes & Noble or somebody else, but they will ID you if it's like enough graphic
I did not know
content.
that.
Probably because you don't look like you're under the age of 21. I'm not insulting you. They insulted me when they said, "Oh, do you dye your hair?" When I went there, and I'm like, "You think I intentionally have grays in my hair?" And they're like, "It's becoming a thing." I'm like, "No, this is organic."
My like box of wine that I just bought.
Yeah. Did they not ID you?
They so when FedEx came to the door, he looked at me, like kind of looked me up and down and was like, "I need your ID."
That's so nice of
Thank
him.
you, yes. Let me
That's so
get
nice
it
of
for
him.
you.
You're like, "Okay, don't tempt me."
Of course, you need my ID.
As you wish.
I was
Also,
like,
for
of
the
course you can look at
listeners,
my ID and see how old I am. That's totally fine.
exactly. And for the listeners that are viewing this as just the audio and not the visual, if you do watch the visuals at all, Addie has currently short hair, and she will be having her extensions return. Her extensions are currently being processed, but
I'm so
we're
ready
just
for
saying that for the sense that no one gets surprised by the next episode when she does have long hair.
when my hair
Her
grows
hair
like
didn't
4
her
inches.
hair did not just magically grow overnight. No. Her extensions will be returning, and this is not the same Addie you will be viewing in the next episode. It is the same Addie, just different hair.
With different hair, better hair. That
Your
is.
hair looks fine.
I did
But
actually part it to the side today because I was like, it looks so flat. I'm like, why does it look so flat? I'm like, oh, because before extensions, I would part it to the side to give like at least a little bit more volume. But like with extensions, like because I had the tape in ones before, I couldn't do that because then you'd be able to like see them pop out a little.
yeah.
So
I can't do what I can't do what the kids call it, the center thing. I can't.
straight part.
I can't do that.
No, because you're too much of a millennial. I mean,
I
I'm
no, I mean
too.
I am, but I'm also have the colic from hell, and colic, I don't know what it's called, but I will have like this piece is like, no, we're not we're not doing that. It says no. Okay, so before we completely wrap up,
Wait,
Addie, tell the
wait. I have
what?
one more question I want to end with though.
No.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
It's a two-part question. What would you rate?
I can only answer one part. Just kidding.
Well, too bad. What would
Okay.
you rate the spice? Do the stupid like chili peppers 1 to 5, and your
Okay.
overall rating of the book 1 to 5.
So spice, 1 to 5 chili peppers, I'd rate it a 4.5.
Okay, I'm the same. I was gonna say 4.5. I wouldn't give it
And
a
then
full 5, but like a 4 seems too little, so
and then for the overall book,
I give it a 5.
I
It's
would
one of my favorites.
I would give it a 4.5 as well. I feel like they really could have gone more in depth with some of the details of these characters and like the reasons why behind certain things to make you more emotionally involved with these people.
We've talked about this before that like you have this like you really do have a hang up on like how much she glazed over like Noah and he doesn't get like
It pisses me off. Like, okay, what was that note? Hold on. Let me look at the note that we had sent
oh I
out about.
have it. You
What
think I
was
don't
it?
have that? The interactions between Tiernan and Noah were very much glazed over compared to the relationships with Jake and Caleb.
Yes. So And that's probably why I couldn't pick Noah. Like, I really like Noah as a person. He would be perfect husband material, but she did not talk enough about him to make me actually emotionally invested into him. With Jake, there was enough of a synopsis, an explanation behind things with his personality, describing like he was really irritable one day or just really aggressive, and like you could just tell the emotions with the writing. But then you had innocent little Caleb that was like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my it's like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, or oh, I'm gonna go work on my bike. Oh, I got a little excited working on my bike. Will you help me out? And that's like,
I think Noah was always meant to just be her friend. Like,
I don't want Noah to be treated like a purse. No, hold on. A better definition I would use is he is not free guac. I would pay extra for Noah, but Penelope Douglas treated him like a free guac on the side.
I feel like
Jake was the sour cream I had to pay $1.50 extra for, and Caleb was like, "Oh, would you like an extra side?"
$1 extra for sour cream.
Chipotle? I don't know. Why are we focused on the cost?
We know that sour cream does not cost extra. Okay. The guac does. Unless you get a veggie bowl, then it doesn't.
Okay, you're going down way too many avenues. But no, I think that she treated Noah kind of like a side person, and we're not too focused on Noah, even though I feel like she could have actually gotten invested. I feel like Noah would have been her healthy avenue to go down.
But she didn't want healthy at that time.
I know, but I think in the end, she wanted healthy.
But in the end, she got healthy in the sense that, like...
She did not get healthy. She got healthy from someone that had been psycho.
Yeah, but then he decided to talk to her, and then it got healthier.
But I feel like if he had talked the same amount that Noah had, who do you think she would have picked?
I still think she would have picked Caleb. She was never going to pick Jake. Like, never.
Well, absolutely not. She's not going to be like, you know what, for better or for worse, in sickness and in my bed, let's go with Jake. No, that's not how that would have worked. Yeah. It would have been Noah or Caleb in realisticness. But I feel like she would have. I feel like Noah became like the little brother the little brother that she decided to do the dirty with. We're going to say stepbrother for legal purposes, so no one comes at me and accuses me of anything weird. It's the step brother or cousin. We'll stick with that. But it's like it made it to where there was too much of a familiarity there. So we don't need to focus on it.
I feel like when Penelope was writing these characters, she purposely chose that Noah was going to be the friend. Like, she knew that he was going to be the friend, and that
I just think she
needed him, but she needed him as a friend and like someone to, go through life with in that sense, not as her, like, not as someone that she wanted to like be in love with.
And I just think that if she had written a little bit more about this young gentleman, it would have been better.
Would you feel better if Penelope was writing a book about Noah and like he got his own little like
yes thing? He needs a redemption. Like,
he doesn't need a redemption. He needs his own storyline so you feel better and learn more about him.
Probably. I just feel like I was neglected of Noah, and not like a bad way, because I got a good fix of all of those boys, and so did Tiernan. But I just think that the girl needed to have a chance to actually get to know both of the boys equally, and she did not. But before we run out of time, we're gonna agree to disagree, Team Caleb.
We love them both. We love all three of them, but we will agree to disagree on this when it comes to Noah.
Yes.
Okay, but so you say Spice and overall rating 4.5 for everything. I give Spice a 4.5. Like, I can't give it a 5. Like, I think it takes a lot for me to give a book a 5 for Spice.
Miss Mafia.
No, not even. Again, that's my palate cleanser. Like, I just need that to, like, if I'm in like a reading slump or something, just give me a cute little Mafia book and I'm out of it. I'm good.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then this is truly like it was one of the first kind of like dark romance books that I read. And it just like, I think it really does hold a special place in my heart because of that. But like,
Agreed.
I give it a 5 because it's one of those books like I could reread it and I'll see something new in it that I didn't see the first time.
I mean, when you phrase it that way, I would reread the book. I had no complaints with the book. Yes, I wish there was a little bit more details that went into some of the characters. So I'll give it 4 I'll give it a 5. I'll just give it a 5 because I'd reread the book. I had no actual complaints with it. Did I wish there was more in depth? Yes, but I had no complaints, and I obviously keep rereading it. So
Okay.
that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
I love it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
But
So I guess we have to figure out what we're going to read next.
Yes.
So if anyone has any suggestions, you are more than welcome to, make one. But you saw where we started
now,
with.
Addie, where are they going to? Only because I know you're going to get secondhand embarrassment for me asking these, but you're going to have to get into the habit of it. Where are they going to make these suggestions, Miss Addie?
Oh, they can make them on not Spotify. Gosh, what is it? Instagram or TikTok. We have both.
Or the better way is
that too.
Like, comment, subscribe. Put all your suggestions into our comment section. We want to hear from you. All the good, bad, the ugly, but obviously be nice because we're all friends here and don't hate on our stuff.
And we cry easily, so.
We do cry easily, and if I cry, you're not my friend. Just kidding. We might be just syncing up.
Look, Essie is in charge of all of our social media. I'm just in charge of the stuff in the background.
We try to make it work.
I'm in charge
We're
of
not
technical
perfect.
Stuff. That's what it's called.
Exactly. We're not perfect. We're just two imperfectly people wanting to share our honest and very fun, entertaining feedback. But we'd also like to give a shout out to the Smashcast podcast because they're the ones that inspired us to decide to join this podcast world. We're not doing very well, but we're trying. And we were like, you know what? Between Squamer and Steven, we were like, oh my gosh, we are the female versions of them. We need to do this. Yeah. So this is us giving a valiant effort to be the female versions.
So we appreciate y'all because we would not have even recorded this first one without you.
At all. Because we probably didn't even do it correctly, and we're going to try, but
No, it's fine. The point of this, I feel like, is that we're having fun with it, and that's what we wanted to do, and they inspired us to have some fun, so.
Exactly. And that's all you can.
A lot worse.
Knock on wood. We don't need it to.
All right, knock on wood. It's not going to go worse.
Yes,
we're good.
But all right, friends, before we continue down another rampage of chaos and communications, we will determine our next book. But if you have a request of a book you would like us to talk about, let us know. All the suggestions are welcome. But until next time, I'm Essie.
I'm Addie.
And we'll chat with you later.
See ya.
Bye.